Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, we had Ultron, who took over Izuku Midoriya's body. Now, Ultron is an artificial construct in an AI, who is, in the best way of saying it, Hank Pym's mind uploaded into a robot. Now, this is a very interesting equation. Right now we have a robot who used to be a person. They know for a fact they themselves were never a person, but all the memories and everything they have in their head comes from being human. One day that was all stripped away, and now, possessing Izuku's body, it's all back. Touch, sense, smell, seeing things, hearing things. Along with that, Izuku Midoriya's technopathic abilities, which essentially makes machinery like a secondary flesh. And it certainly has been something. Ultron took over Deku's body after the events of the Genosha invasion, and he currently does have a lot of plans. He wants to go after the Attilan Queen Medusa. However, he has also built Izuku a new set of Iron Man armor, one that his body can specially use, and he has dubbed this the Mark Prime armor, the ultimate innovation of technology and man. Now, Ultron has a lot to do. He needs to take care of Vision, Medusa, and the Avengers. But one thing he did before that was go to Avengers Tower, drop off the Iron Spider suit to Spider-Man, and then confront Hank Pym. He wanted to know one simple question. Get one simple answer to that question. Why did he make him in his image? And why exactly does he hate everything? Why does he hate humans? Why does he hate his fellow heroes? Why does he hate humanity? And why, for the fuck of God, does he hate himself? Now, this was an interesting question for Hank to answer. However, he did not get to, because Ultron murdered his ass. Now, with that all being said, let's continue. Izuku Midoriya disappeared, and he made sure that nobody could discover what happened. He left, and Hank Pym was not found until the next day, where people, they tried to find out what was happening. Izuku, he was one of the people currently on the list for people last seen with Hank Pym. And this, it does mean quite a bit. Currently, tower surveillance does show that the entire day has been blanked out. Hank Pym was last seen entering his lab earlier that morning, and then he was found dead within a 24-hour period. And this, it does mean quite a bit. There are multiple things happening. Jarvis has been unresponsive, and the fact of the matter is, people are worried. It's believed right now that Ultron broke into the tower somehow and killed Hank Pym. And this is a bit of a cause for concern. Now, speaking of Ultron, let us currently cut to Izuku Midoriya the same morning the man was found dead. Right now, Ultron, he does this set up, and he feels better. The human body needs sleep. It needs a way to rest and recover energy. And it has been quite interesting. Being able to feel human again is something that he did miss. Being this way. Being able to relax, untense up, feel his body move, shift, and dream. It's been something else. And currently, Rhodey, he does go to appear. Him could actually step forwards and actually stare at Ultron, bring his hands down and smash them onto the bed, yelling about how Hank Pym was not somebody he could disregard like that. He was not somebody that he could simply just let die. Now, Ultron is sister on. Him trying to express to Mr. Rhodes that Hank Pym was obsolete, and his death was quite necessary for humanity to move forward as a species. He was quite violent and had homicidal tendencies. Fact of the matter is, his life was detrimental to humanity. His death means nothing, and that it does piss off Rhodey. Him yelling at Ultron. As currently Ultron, he does not turn his head, concerned with more important matters, as he does have one smell that makes his nostrils perk up. Coffee. Colombian coffee. And that it does mean quite a bit. Currently, him gonna get up and make his way out of his room. And currently, there is a lot happening. Right now, Ultron, we're gonna walk out. Him going to sit down and enjoy a cup of it, as a plate is set down in front of him, and Sasha would go to sit. Her expressing. Right now, her with her cup in front of her. About a few things. Since, with Hank Pym gone, that means quite a lot. And his next objective is... who, exactly? Like I did say, it would be nice to deal with the mutants. Get some of them more under my control. Possibly take care of them other ways. There is a Sentinel program. And while Izuku did have ideas and plans drawn up in his mind about the Sentinel program, he did not implement them. Though, he does have many other ideas. Plans he scrapped. Atellan could be taken down by their own Centurions. Their guardsman system. Oh, Izuku. What exactly did you build? Interesting. Let's see. Isolated to the technopathic network. Okay. So they should be out there. Currently, him trying to reach out for them. However, he currently is to find nothing. He's trying to use Izuku's powers, his skill, and he's not finding anything. He's worried about that. And currently just stare up at the sky, as Sasha does just want to sip her coffee and talk about a few things. Currently, her turning her head as two people do come to land. And Deku, he does a turn. Him watching Storm and Polaris walk in. And this, it does mean quite a bit. The two going to sit down and both report back in about a few things. And Deku, he does a stare on. Currently, him going to sip his coffee as he does think about a few things. Storm is vital for a few reasons. She is the former bride of the Wakandan king, T'Challa. If he can use her to his own advantage, getting in Wakanda and getting close to the man will be simple. The Black Panther can be taken on as one of his allies. And if he does have that, he has access to Wakandan vibranium, Wakandan resources. If he can take on, let's say, Wolverine as an ally, he has a man with an adamantium skeleton, immense amounts of rage in a small frame, and who can regenerate from literally anything. I mean, he's not the Hulk, but he's still a pretty dangerous individual, especially with those claws, and the fact that he would not stay down. I mean, god damn, isn't that something? Though, he's mainly focusing on the heroes. Let's see. Who exactly could he use? There are some who are inconsequential, some who are good. There are a lot who are still noteworthy on his radar. Let's see. He can take on Spider-Man. With the Iron Spider suit, all you would have to do is activate one protocol, and that suit will send a nanite stream directly into his brain. Ah, yes. However, he's not sure when to use that. He'll have it activated at some time. Keep the system random. Let's see. The spider sense allows him to predict danger, but because he has no intention to use it yet, he should not be able to predict it, right? It's a precognitive system, but it only gives Peter Parker seconds. Not days, not minutes, seconds to react. But how he's going to react when his entire suit is the danger? How is he going to react whenever he can't take it off fast enough? I mean, he could hack the suit, reprogram the nanites to just kebab him every which way. But that'd be a waste. With Peter Parker, does come other individuals. Hmm. Let's see. Charles Xavier is a very powerful mutant. If he does have a telepath, that'd be good. He already does have Polaris, and he is waiting on her to return. Though, that does mean more. Currently, him looking as Polaris is going to sit back down. Her turn to express that right now there's a lot currently happening. Genosha is still trying to rebuild, and the mutants are quite certain that if Ultron does come to attack again, they may be prepared. However, there also is an attempt to try and make sure that Fing Fang Foom stays out of the solar system. Somebody is working on something, and she's not sure what they're doing, but the intent is quite clear. They want to make sure Fing Fang Foom can no longer be a threat. At least not to them. And Ultron does understand. Him going to try and think. Going to stand up and head to his lab. He's got a lot to do, a lot to build, a lot to plan. And currently, Polaris and Storm do somewhat sit there. Them thinking about it a lot. And it does mean quite a bit. The more information they're aware of inside their own minds, the more Ultron does have. The more he can plan, calculate, and do. And while Ultron is currently building something to take care of the Attilan Queen Medusa, we do actually have Izuku. Izuku does sit there. And it feels bad. He saw Hank Pym be murdered by his own creation. He saw Hank Pym be murdered by his own hands. Ultron wore his face. He found a way to be human again. But that's not good. That's the worst possible outcome. If Ultron does change goals, then what will that mean? He'll want to be human. He's already seen him do things. Do a lot of things. And it has him concerned. The moment he targets Attilan, it's going to get worse. He'll feel his mind. Ultron will feel how he feels, react how he would react. He's just sitting here with these strings in his very being, and he hates it. He's at his whim again. It's a sick, twisted game with this goddamn robot. And Deku, he does just sit there. Him just concerned. And currently, Deku, he would look up. Currently, him seeing a bright light in the distance. And out does step somebody. As there currently is Iron Man. And Tony, he would go to step forwards. We're now Deku watching the strange glow of his arc reactor. The man gonna walk up and bend down, trying to ask if the kid's alright. Huh? What? What? You're an illusion created by my mind. Not real. And a part of my stressed out, emotionally unstable psyche. You're something I need to. I'm something that you need to talk to. Yeah, that. I'm just trying to think of a way out of here, but I can't. I'm gonna stand and walk over, bringing his hand up to an edge that does not exist. Him bringing his hand up and punching into the wall, as currently the wall does not turn into a solid surface. It going to actually take his blow as Ultron. He will going to turn his head. Currently, him going to look down, expressing to Izuku, "Stay quiet. Otherwise, he'll make the box smaller again." Besides, he already gave him the ability to see things and experience them in a cage. Don't make him make this a game. It would just take up too much time to create a maze. And torturing him isn't what he wants. At least not inside there. It won't be as satisfying. Stop resisting. Now, he's going to get back to work. I'm going to turn back and continue to create a weapon. And this, it is quite alarming. As while Deku is working, there is where Friday does try to patch in to Izuku. Currently, him going to hear about a few things. As Deku, he does hear the shocking news of Hank Pym's murder. And that, oh no. Anyways, now, currently Izuku, he does try to answer questions. Him talking to somebody, as is to bring his hands back up and continue to complete his weld. Talking about it. Last time we saw Hank Pym was hours ago. If not, about, let's see, it's currently, I'm checking the time, and it's about 9 in the morning. Okay, so he got to the manor around 8, 9 last night. Or no, he got to the tower at 8 or 9. So that means half a day, give or take. So there's that. Besides, people saw him leave. He expressed to Hank a few things, questioned him, and asked him about Ultron. That was really it. If anything else had happened, he's unaware as to what it was. Though, he does want to investigate the crime scene, check things out for himself, and handle them there. And people, they do so and understand. As Deku, or Ultron, we're gonna leave. Him gonna suit up in an armor as the robot does his own sit there. The robotic suit inert and not moving. As Deku flies over to the Avengers Tower and tries to check things out, trying to understand what exactly happened. And the entire room is trashed. There's blood everywhere. And the scene in front of them, it's not good. Ultron stabbed Hank Pym, and then he crushes one pipe. Slowly. All that pressure was applied precisely, and with surgical precision. Every single second was pain. Every single moment before the snap meant everything to Hank. His eyes were practically bulging out of his head, and it was not a good sight to behold. His kneecaps were left shattered and broken. He couldn't run if he really wanted to. And the weapon left in the room? Yeah, he definitely tried to reach for it. To no avail. Now, with that being said, Deku does stand there in the Iron Man suit, him smirking as he has a skin the area, going to express that right now he's not picking up any trace amounts of DNA. It definitely was Ultron. All he's picking up is Hank Pym and a few other. Hang on. I'm going to bring his hand up, pretending to skin an area as he does. We'll talk about it. He's getting trace amounts of, well, a few things, but. Right. Right, what? That's a lot. I have to go over some data. Leave the room, though. You're contaminating evidence in crime scene. I need to work. Everyone a bit confused. Howard Cap, or Bucky Barnes, would try to talk about it, since he's seen assassination missions go smoother than this. And Deku would get a turn, trying to express to him about what he has seen. Now, there also is Widow, and Widow, she would try to talk about it, expressing to Iron Man about what this is. It's quite clear. It was Ultron. The room's a mess, and fact of the matter is, equipment has been broken. Hank clearly tried to go for a weapon. I mean, everything she's putting together in her mind tells her this. It wasn't easy. But Ultron, he either ambushed him or caught him off guard. There's no other way. The timing from the door to Hank, where he would have been standing in her mind, does not make sense. We're going to walk over, and sitting nearby the spot where Hank was, talking about it. If he was right here, the weapon being on this side of the table makes sense. But if he was standing, say, we're going to walk over, expressing right here, it doesn't. Because the weapon does have Hank's prints on it. And as far as she can tell, those prints are a little smudged, so it went flying out of his hand. It's simple. The oils are fresh. And this, it does somewhat surprise him. Yeah, sure, whatever. Right now him trying to at least put it on a bit more, keeping the act of Izuku up, and trying to tell Black Widow a few things. As he does leave. And Hank Pym does even have a funeral planned out for him. And Ultron, he still does have a few things happening. Him planning it out more, as he has to do one thing that Deku does not like the idea of. Now, currently Izuku, he is flying up into the air, and Ultron is beginning to make his way back up to Attilan. A lot heading through his mind. And while Ultron is currently flying up, there is somewhere out in deep space. A ship was flying fast, and people, they were trying to get away. And we do currently cut to a little raccoon man and his mischievous little hands. Do not trust them. As right now he does go run around, yelling about what they need to do, because Quill needs to make sure to keep this thing steady and make sure to keep them all alive. Now, Rocket, he currently is running in the hallway, and he is trying to get things prepared. We know him going to actually bring his hand up and grab at his waist, him shaking the can and opening the top of it, as he has a look at the hole and begin to spray foam around the area. Since this place is damaged, and if they do take another shot here, this place will suck them all out. The ship is breaking down, and they don't get a lot currently happening. And we do actually have Gamora, who currently does sit there in the gunnery turret as she's going to bring her hands up onto the weapon systems. Her throwing down her thumbs and blasting out, creating the lasers flying through and smashing into certain ships. As right now there actually is where she's actually turned. Her aiming and blasting out at other ships, as they do continue to try and at least catch up to them. And Quill, he is trying to put pedal to the metal, as he does actually spin and make sure to do a bit of a roll, him ducking down under another ship, as a ship is going to crash right into it and explode. And Quill is going to talk about it. You know, maybe if they at least tried to at least trust him a bit on things, they would not be running into guys left and right after the damn stone. Now, it does concern them, as Gamora does express to Quill about what has been happening, because this is different. Fact of the matter is, they found the goddamn stone, and now they have it. But the problem is, people know they have it. So if Thanos knows they have it, he's gonna be after them. So what they gotta do is keep it safe and make sure things don't. This being on the ship as they take a blast. And currently Quill, he has to look down, seeing that systems are out and not working fine. And this is a bit of a problem. Him, with an idea clicking in his mind, as to stand up. Him would actually turn and yell to Gamora about how he needs the stone now. Hmm? Quill, kinda busy. Her gonna turn the turret and blast out a few other places. And Quill, he has to turn on the accelerator as the ship is gonna fly as fast as possible. Currently all power being directed as Quill is a turn, bolting in the hallway, yelling to Rocket they should probably take control of the ship, otherwise they're just gonna be heading straight dead center. Now, Rocket's a bit confused, and he is currently gonna run back into the room, bringing his hand up. Him grabbing onto the ship controls and gonna actually spin it around. Quill gonna actually have his weight shift as he bring his hands down, smashing onto his gear. Right now, him gonna fly up into the air and down the hallway. And Gamora, she just trying to hold on. Right now, her turret going to rotate with the ship and trying to be adjusted. Right now, it trying to maintain itself with the shake of the entire vessel and keeping her steady. Now, Quill, he's gonna fly down, and currently, whenever he's gonna bring his hand up, he's gonna climb up the ladder. Him yelling at Gamora as she would turn, bring her hand out with the stone and smacking into Quill's hand. And Quill, he immediately grab onto it. Right now, him going to smile as he's gonna try and focus. And currently, there is all the ships that are there, pursuing their vessel at high speeds, as their ship is vanished through the air and immediately into nowhere. And this does concern all of them, because the vessel is not on their radar for millions of light years. That damn the Guardians. That currently in the person's mind. They were told to collect that stone. It was valued highly. It's part of a set and is part of a valuable collection. Now, with that being said, we do currently have on Earth where the Guardian ship, it does go to reappear. Right now, it flying through a portal as it is going to enter the atmosphere. And immediately everything does begin to light up red, as Rocket is talking about how they're going to have to make an emergency landing, and they should all probably buckle up, or they're going to die. You know, they're probably already going to die anyway, so buckling up might not be the best idea. Maybe abandoning ship. Now, Quill does try to talk about it, talking about how that's not an option. Now, there actually is Deku, who, while he was flying up into space, he did go to turn his head, his sensors indicating something strange, along with a very, very high energy output in the area. And Deku turned his head and saw a ship flying down to Earth. Currently, him going to turn and blasting out towards it. And this does mean quite a lot. And there currently is Izuku, who he does begin to re-enter the atmosphere. His armor beginning to heat up as the systems inside the suit do go to keep him cool. And Deku, he's a blast out fast. Right now, him gonna fly in as Gamora does go sit in the turret. Her staring at something approaching them fast, and she's gonna bring her hands up to attack it. However, it looks like is that a human or a person, or what sort of small vessel is that? Well, it flying in, and Deku, he doesn't mean to deploy his air flaps and move up, bringing his hands up and grabbing onto the bottom of the ship. Him throwing his feet down as his legs do go to elongate, and right now they do go to grow extra rockets as they do begin to adapt to the situation. And Deku, he does begin to slow the ship down. Right now, him entering the orbit and preventing them from crashing into the Earth. And this does mean quite a lot. The ship being set down as Deku, he just don't stand there. And the moment the ship does it open, there is where Peter Quill he will get to step out. A lot more alarmed to see Iron Man. It's pretty weird to see you. I'm just surprised is all. Though, am I happy that one of you guys saved us? A funny story. This was one of the places I thought of. Right now, Deku's helmet going to disappear, and it is confusing. I'm going to step forwards. Who are you? And then a power output. You have the stone. Deku going to bring up his hand. Adrena's arm does its own shift into a massive cannon, and he will express, hand over the stone now, because they're not supposed to be in possession of it. It's a dangerous object, and they are not worthy of it. Now, it does somewhat surprise Quill, as Gamora will get a turn, asking what's up with the superhero. Hmm? I, I don't know. This guy's an Iron Man. What do you mean he isn't Iron Man? Quill? Are you saying that this is a different guy? Uh, Pretty sure. I mean, he's not the egotistical jackass I heard he was. Honestly, a little terrifying that he's serious. I said to hand over the stone now. Otherwise, we might have problems. Why do you have it? And I'm assuming you work for Thanos? Hey. Listen. Peter gonna step forwards. And Deku's suit doesn't bring up a missile system on his shoulder. Right it going to shoot down a small rocket and blast it onto the ground. And Quill, he's a lot more alarmed by the miniature explosive that is smashed down by his foot. Him, currently, leaping backwards and smashing onto the ground. As Rocket does get started on the impressive Terran technology. Interesting. And Deku talks about it again, telling them to hand it over. And currently Quill, he hasn't hold it up, expressing to him, fine, listen. They're not trying to cause problems. Besides, they're here for help. Thanos has one of the stones. They've heard rumors. That's it. And if those rumors are true, it means a bit of a problem for all of them. Thanos will come to Earth. He knows when the stones might be here. I mean, he'll know to come here. Earth poses many threats, and there's a lot of people out in the universe who don't agree with him. Though, humans, yeah. From what he can tell, they're a little, you know what. Uh, Crazy? Renault Ultron going to lower the weapon, expressing, he is right about that. Humans can be a little crazy sometimes. Though, if he really is telling the truth, he'll hand it over then. And right now, there is where Peter Quill will get a step forwards, bring his hand up talking about it. So, when did Iron Man get replaced with another one? I mean, last he heard, he was on the Avengers still, right? And Deku, we're gonna take the stone. I'm gonna look up and express to Peter Quill, Iron Man died 6 years ago. And Peter just won't stare on. I'm a little alarmed to hear about that. He didn't die 5. He died 6. Yikes. And that does mean quite a lot to him. As currently Deku, he would turn, expressing to them about what to do. Him gonna fly off as Ultron does leave quickly. And Peter is a bit annoyed because nobody else came here. They're stuck here him looking human with two aliens here. And no cash or well, no, shit. This planet doesn't take credits. Shit, they don't have money. And that does go through Peter's mind, as Rocket is annoyed and doesn't yell at him, since they need to repair the damn ship. And this is quite annoying. It will be a hard task. And currently Deku, he does have a lot going through his mind. Thinking about how this opportunity is great. It's beautiful. Fate has a way of aligning itself in his favor. And now it has presented him with something interesting. With a space stone, he can move all throughout reality. Anywhere at any point. With a time stone, he can control time. If he does get that, things will be great. Things will be good. If he does get he'll have 3 out of 3. Well, at least for Earthbound ones. Okay. No. No. He has the Mind Stone. They have the Time Stone. And the Space Stone just arrived. That means the Soul Stone is still with Reed Richards. And that, it does get the Ultron's mind. That only does mean one thing. Power and reality. Those two still elude him. But right now, he has 2 of 6. A third of the major collection. Control the minds of men and move throughout space. Now there is a rare opportunity. Currently that going through his mind. And there is Thanos, who we're going to get the report about how they could not recover the stone. And the Guardians of the Galaxy, they were able to evade them. And this does mean quite a lot. As Thanos does sit there, him with the Power Stone, annoyed, and blasting with the messenger who gave him the bad news. Another person, and me being atomized as they were to fall backwards, their body falling into ash and beginning to spread through the air quickly. As Thanos does sit there, annoyed, before he does try to think about it. A few things that can happen. A few places the Guardians may go. People they could face. And Thanos, he's not too sure. There are a lot of things he can do. A lot of places to go and a lot of stuff that... A lot of stuff that's in his way. But he wants his goal to be fulfilled. Where is a good place to start? Earth. Yes, Earth. Oh, isn't that something? A planet that has evaded him. A planet that certainly has resisted him before. Powerful warriors. Certainly. No, that's an idea. Send a scout there and see if a stone is on that planet. Have them search the universe, planet by planet if they do need to. But they will find it. That is quite clear. He will fulfill his mission. Fulfill his goal. All life will be wiped out. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.